Hey guys and girls, this is Randy from the WOG Forum. I wanted to do a little talk about some tools. I have a lot of tools, and I have a lot of homemade tools, custom-made tools, tools made to work on bluebirds, and some of them are really crude. Some of them are pretty cool. Some of them are, you know, just stuff. But anyway, let's start off with these. A lot of you got. Oh, she's going to pan the table and show you this part of the collection. I've been making my own tools for ages and ages, and some of these I made. It's like this one is, I was about 18 or 17, I think. But anyway, having a torch on hand and having a welder on hand and being able to use those tools is a great thing. So this is kind of a left and a right tool, and any of you guys that have changed the brake chambers, the brake cans on the back of an FC or a PT40 or a wide body or any of that, you know those bolts are hard to get to. So I made these wrenches ages ago. It'll reach in and around, and one for one side, one for the other, and I don't remember which is which at this point, but they are very handy. Saved me many hours of screwing around with those bolts. Just old wrenches. I got yard sales or whatever, and I heated them up and made them work. This one here, I have no idea what I made it for, but you can see the offset. I don't know when I made it. I have no idea. Same with this one. It was a special purpose. I don't know what the purpose was, and I even had to grind down the outside, you know, to make this area thinner so it would fit on some kind of application. Don't know. But this one, it's kind of odd, and it was crude, throw together. It didn't even grind the sharp edges off. I was putting coolant hoses on a PT40 with an 8V92, and you could reach those hoses from the engine bay. And the front fitting where the hose screwed onto it was stripped a little bit, and I couldn't get the new hose to screw onto it. Had to change that fitting. No way to get a wrench or something in there, so I made this, and it would reach up and over the compressor like that, however it was, and it worked to get it out and back in. Real crude, did the job. This one, I just needed a long wrench to reach something. I got no idea. Just another quick, handy tool. This one here, I think I needed to put a long extension on it, or a pull handle or a ratchet. So I welded a socket on it. I don't know why I did that either. I throw all this stuff in one drawer, and then, you know, I reuse them occasionally. Like these I've used many times. This one here is a special, cut short, ground off. It's obviously for a hydraulic fitting. We're in a tight spot, probably not on a Wanderlodge. And these short wrenches there again for something, and I think I made these in the early 80s. I kind of remember doing that. And this one here, I even ground it thin to fit. So it probably was a fitting, an adapter with a hose fitting out here. I don't know, I don't remember. Same, these two little shorties. Short wrenches come in really handy a lot of times. Some of these, like this, maybe this one, maybe all four of these, I don't know. No, I know this one wasn't. These may have been used on airbags, on the front of an FC or a PT. You can get that in there, tight spot, short wrench, comes in handy. I don't know what those are. Something else there again. This one here, I use this on, I used to work on cars, gas engines, quadrajet carburetors, and I notched it out to fit over the fuel line to hold the adapter where the fuel filter is on a quadrajet. Same with this one. This is the same thing. I made it, I don't know, maybe I didn't have that one at the time, but I used this on Cadillacs. My boss had a Cadillac R5 with a 472s, 500s in them, and and that's what I use to get the fuel line off. This I didn't make, but it's a Chevrolet distributor wrench. A lot of you guys have seen that. What I use this for on a Wanderlodge is on the compressor on a forward control. These bottom bolts that hold it to the adapter, the back one I think on the inside is right over all the injector lines. It's almost impossible to get a wrench on it. You work and work and work. This you can reach down under like that and use the top side of the wrench. It's a dream. You guys that do FC work need to get yourself an old Chevy distributor wrench. I think this one, no, it's not big enough. I don't know what I made that for. Maybe this one. One of these, 9/16. When I was young, like 18, 19, I worked at the Jeep dealer. I was the gear, clutch, transmission, axle guy. And we used to do a lot of work back then on Quadra tracks. Some of you guys know about Quadra tracks probably. They got a big chain, a link belt chain in them, and those chains would slap and make noise. So I changed a lot of those chains, and they want you to pull the transfer case completely out of the truck to do it. There's one bolt you can't get to split the case in the truck. I made this wrench to get to that bolt. I changed the belt in the truck, and I could do 2 a day, and made some pretty good money back in the day doing that without pulling the whole damn thing out. Had that a long time. I don't know, another shorty comes in handy. Many offsets, more shorties. This is a shorty that I ground the outside off of to fit in a tight spot somewhere. I don't know where or why. Another shorty, another shorty. This one's been ground off a little bit too to thin it out. This here is a long socket. I just cut a socket off, welded a piece of pipe in the middle, and this I use on the springs on a wide body, or it's a HWH spring on the front jacks or rear jacks. They have a long threaded eye bolt to tighten the springs up, and you can slide this over that long bolt and tighten them up. Saves a lot of this hand wrench stuff. Now, this wrench, I was doing some hydraulic hoses on a PT40 way back, about 30 years ago, and I needed 2 sizes of wrenches, 1 5/8 and I think that's 1.5 inches. I didn't have those. I needed 2. I needed an open end on each end, and we didn't have horrible freight back then, but we had Sears. So I went to Sears. They didn't have 1 1/8 inches or 1.5 inches. They had this combination. It was put together like that. And I said, well, I'll just buy 1 wrench instead of 2, cut it in half, and weld a bar on it. And that's what I did. So I cut this end off of here, welded this steel bar on it, and that was about 30 years ago. It's been used many times. I keep this in my bus, handy to have for hydraulic hoses. Seals. I made a seal driver, and I had several of these different sizes to put the hub seals in, you know, the grease seals on the rear ends, front ends. This is a Chevy Vega axle that I knocked the studs out, sawed it off, and I put in hundreds of seals with that through the years. I don't know where the other ones are today. They got loaned out, lost, reused. I don't know, whatever. Another special for something. Don't know what. This long thing, if you ever took the seats out of a wide body that has a step slide that comes out from under the passenger seat, you can pull the step slide out and you can reach way back up in that narrow gap and hold the bolts to take the seat out without taking that big steel bracket out that weighs about 100 pounds, and you don't have to take the carpet out and all that stuff. So this will reach it, and that'll reach it. Some of them are smaller bolts than others, and that's what that was made for. One afternoon here, we were changing seats. We did this. It worked perfectly. Not pretty, but it works. I got a bunch more stuff around here somewhere. I don't know where, but that's a good start. maybe to give you guys some ideas what to do down the road when you need a tool. See ya.